from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gaming streamers review the best new gaming laptops. Gamers are an impatient bunch, and I've got a laptop just for you. Let's look at the top 3 reasons why the Acer Predator Helios 300 is perfect for the impatient gamer. Number 1. Its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, which brings out the potential of the GPU's high-speed GDDR6 memory to ensure faster experience with higher frame rates and lower latency. Gamers hate long load times. That's why our second reason is the Helios 300's 2TB PCIe SSD. The SSD operates at PCIe Gen 4 speeds, giving you incredible read-write speeds for a faster response time. If all this wasn't enough, check out reason number 3. The 5th Gen Aeroblade 3D technology plus Vortex Flow, which lets you say goodbye to heating issues. Shout out to the Predator Sense dashboard, which lets you monitor your system, overclock, and customize everything instantly from one place. I think it's clear that this system is geared for super fast results. Get your Acer Helios 300 powered by 11th Gen Intel Core processor now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial. Our gaming partner is Intel, and Intel delivers the best gaming experience by delivering the best value. So go ahead and follow the hashtag Game with Intel for some really nice products. And of course, last but not the least, our apparel partner is 656. They got some cool swag, so check them out as well. Joining me today for the first time on the Gauntlet desk is Miss Tanya. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling absolutely great and pretty excited about the match followed today. It is going to be between Team SP5 and Only Friends, and it is going to be the routine series. All series are best of 3. So, yeah, we are waiting who is going to perform better. And we do know about FS Esports need to buckle up, need to gear up and perform as good as possible to at least show some winning streaks into their pockets.
Yep, and one of these teams has been on a winning streak. If not a streak, rather, I would rather say that they've just been able to get a couple of wins under their belts and they're about to start climbing up on the ladder. But we'll take a look at that ladder after we take a look at some of the MVPs today, powered by Crucial.
So here we go ahead. Well, these are the four MVPs. Raw Fuel always spotted on number one, and I don't remember a single day where we haven't spotted him there. Next, we see Sami, Paradox, and Shooter. So yeah, this is the KDA 218 frags, but still on position two, we do spot Sami. He is still the highest fragger there, and average combat score sure is the specific key to get the number one position where Raw Fuel is.
Yeah, these four players have been absolutely phenomenal, but unfortunately, we won't be seeing these guys today.
Mhm.
Today, FS Esports is going to take on Only Friends. And both these teams, while they haven't been performing all that well, they certainly have a chance to get ahead today. Let's take a look at the group standings and see where these teams lie currently in the Gauntlet Season 4.
Today we are seeing Group A standings here, and these two teams do belong to Group A, where FS Esports is spotted in the bottom half of the leaderboard, let alone bottom half, bottom two of the leaderboard. And if we have a look at Only Friends, they are spotted in top five. And comparison of the score is where the difference is vast, though with only 1 point. But look at the loss streak, which is consecutive five losses for FS Esports, but for Only Friends, it is 2-3, two matches won, three loss. So today, just in case FS Esports is winning, finally they are going to open up the account with the score of one.
Actually, two. If they're able to win the game today, they'll get 2 points. So while FS Esports has not been able to get a single win yet, they've won four maps, because of which they have 4 points in the bag. And now the funny part is, even though Only Friends, who have got only 2 wins, they're just 1 point ahead of our underdogs over here. And if FS is able to win today, then they will overtake them, even though it's going to be their first win. Let's take a look at the lineup of FS Esports and see whether or not they have the potential to pull this off.
This is the lineup for FSE Sports, where we have Badman, Cactus, Kohli, K3, and Dominic. Well, expectations is going to be high from whoever is playing, because we have seen certain agent switches out of these players. They are trying to go for trial and error, and somehow the agents are working into their form, but not in current season show. So let's hope today whatever agents they are picking up to whatever they are planning to do works into their favor, because not only are they winning this match, but also they are going to ladder up against their opponents today.
Well, FS Esports definitely have a chance to climb up on that metaphorical ladder, but if they're not able to do so, then they will slip down even further below. Now, while Only Friends are just on the verge of getting out of the danger zone, if they're able to solidify a win today, they might just have a chance of making it to the playoffs. And let's be honest, there are tougher opponents ahead for them. FS Esports is one of the less tough opponents that they're going to be facing, so this is a golden chance for them to solidify their positions. But while we have spoken about FS Esports, let's take a look at the person who will be facing them, and that is none other than Only Friends.
So for Only Friends, we have got the lineup of Gorang, Cruz the God, SP5, Cave, and Harsh. Well, out of all five players, we have seen some roster changes recently, but as the days are progressing, or as the tournament is progressing, I do feel the synergy is also increasing. But losing this is equal to also climbing down. Indeed, they are going to stumble down below and also lose an opportunity to qualify towards the playoffs. It is not going to be an easier affair. Sure, they are ahead. Sure, they have a lead. But this match is going to be the definition about if the lead is going to go stronger, or are they going to stumble down.
Yeah, Only Friends have a good chance to pick up that lead, but their playstyle has been very fluid of late. I like that. I like the fact that they have a fluid playstyle. It keeps them, at an edge where they can pick up a lot of opportunities and even create opportunities if they don't come their way directly. My only problem is that while they are being fluid, they sometimes become a bit predictable. So if they can add a little bit more dynamic to that fluidity, then I think they're going to be like a chimera, a team that seeps through the little gaps unseen and tears you apart from the inside. That I think is the potential that I see in Only Friends, but they're not there yet. Of course, they have a chance to prove us wrong and maybe impress us once more. Let's see which one of those teams does it today.
So, Grips, you are definitely waiting for that one element of surprise throughout the gameplay coming in from Only Friends. So, let's see, talking about surprises, which are the maps on the line that are going to happen for the day. It is best of three, and these are the three matches. First one, Ascent, second, Icebox, and third is going to be the decider one. Just in case if we are reaching there, it is going to be Haven. Defense, 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 all three coming in along. And this has been the pattern of play we have spotted. The team to decide the map is usually going for the defense first.
Well, I mean, Only Friends picked up Ascent, and they're not going for defense. They're starting on the attacking side. So that's one exception.
Mhm.
Although only friends picking up Ascent is not at all a surprise for me. They always pick Ascent. And it's not like FSC Sports is going to ban that map either. They will much rather ban some map like Split or maybe
Mhm.
Bind. Uh, the fact that only friends have picked up Ascent, it kind of tells me that they want to go for their signature mid plus B style again. They're the kind of team that exploits mid plus B quite often. Market is like their bread and butter. But off late, I have also started seeing them experiment and flirt with the idea of lurking towards mid market, but then going a short instead. I have noticed it. I don't know if FSC Sports have noticed it. If the patterns are obvious, then FS can definitely counter them. But then we go into Icebox, and while Ascent was not a surprise, Icebox definitely is. I did not think that FSC Sports will pick up Icebox. I thought they will most likely go something along the lines of, um, I don't know, maybe a fracture. They do seem like the kind of team that can deal with the uh, innumerable amount of
Mhm.
variables and the inconsistencies of fracture and all that jazz that fracture brings to you. I thought they could handle it. Icebox, on the other hand, is quite the opposite. It requires you to be a lot more disciplined.
Mhm.
But I think the reason they've picked up Icebox is because just yesterday we hit the new update. Icebox
Yeah.
has changed. I don't know what to expect in this map because the map itself has changed so much. These teams will probably have to rethink their entire strategy. I'm actually happy we get to see Icebox. Yeah, not gonna lie because it's new, so why not? Let's hit it right from the start.
And talking about maps once again, I would say that most comfortable map for Team FS Esports is Ascent, and that is going to be the number one match for the day. So, if the comfort zone is going to deliver the output which they want to, it is going to be very interesting for Team FS Esports. And talking about only friends, I have spotted personally that they are very good in the map of Breeze, which is nowhere today. And talking about the map right now, Icebox, as you mentioned, the update, the changes, that is going to affect their play set, their play skill, and the way the default play set of the which they have been performing by far. They need to make sure they give that changes, and I'm going to be more than happy to witness about how the players are adapting with the change of the map.
Yeah, I mean, the adaptations that have taken in Icebox kind of forced you to hold the B side down a lot harder now. I mean, when the patch notes were released, the devs said that the meta has shifted to a era where after planting the spike on the B side, all that the attackers need to do is just hold the fort behind yellow and then
Mm-hmm.
hope that they're able to win the round by boiling down the time. Of course, with the new update, it's much harder to hold down yellow because the angle of that box has been
Yes.
changed. Plus, the default position where a lot of people plant right next to the oranges lane, there's a tiny box, which people used to plant behind. Now that's not there anymore. The gap is a lot wider, so you're gonna have to plant somewhere in the site, and you're gonna have to hold down that area too because it's not easy to just take control of yellow now and hope that it's gonna carry you through the rest of the end game or the post plant.
Yeah, the situation has got a vulnerable even after playing post plan. So certainly not having that exact position where previously it was the comfort zone, which we have mentioned repeatedly. Now they are going to move out of that, and now how are they going to defend the plant? That is going to be a question because I would say I would suggest indeed for the map of Icebox on the attacker side as well. It is going to cross over the comfort zone, and they are going to have an advantage. So playing post plant, going for the retake is going to be the defender's advantage here.
Well, that is one defender's advantage in the map of Icebox.
Hmm.
Although there are some changes towards the mid region as well, which kind of give the advantage to the attackers as well. It is, I believe, a lot easier to get into B oranges now via mid. Of course, this
Mhm.
is just a theory based on whatever amount of Icebox I've been able to play between yesterday and today.
Mhm.
Although it's still up in the air. Before the update happened, it was a very difficult affair, a very tricky affair to get in from mid, go under tube, and then capture the site while having to take care of the halls and the kitchen region. That used to be something that even the bigger teams like Enigma struggles on. Now that the map has changed, I would like to see a lot more teams try to take control of B oranges because simply it just wasn't a viable strategy before. I hope the dev have made the changes in such a way that facilitates that. If not, well then we'll take a look at what the meta is. We are just as confused as these teams would be. In fact, I appreciate the bravery of FS Esports for trying out this new map while nobody else has done so before.
Yeah, even I was not expecting today that Icebox is going to pop up on the map selection screen. Some surprises are definitely good to see. I hope we don't get to see that shocked expressions coming in from the player's perspective. So let's see if it is going to be a surprise, if it is going to be a shock. But ultimately, if we talk about the map of the very first map for the day, what are your expectations coming in? At least today we talked about the update of Valorant. So the players are also nerfed, some players buffed. Are you expecting any Brim play here?
In Ascent,
Mm-hmm.
Brim, nah. I'm expecting Omen actually.
Oh.
The smoke speed has been increased a lot, and we're gonna see a lot more one-way smokes with that because the problem over with Omen was before is that before the smokes bloom, if you're trying to put down a one-way, that's like the only advantage Omen has over someone like an Astra or a Brimstone. He can put the one-way smokes much easier than anyone else, and because they were so slow before, people would be able to peak the angles without getting affected by the one way because they just simply wouldn't pop up in time. Now that the speed of the smoke has been increased by 78%,
Mhm.
they should be able to, hold down the fort a lot more easily. But that's just a defensive omen. On the aggressive side, I would like to see people try the shrouded step a lot more because it costs less now. um if this was something like maybe a bind, I would have loved to see Brimstone because there's just some places that the ultimate can clear so easily, right? Like for
Mhm.
example, the entire U-Haul region, you can just bombard that stuff with the orbital cannon. If you're playing split, it's just possible to just strike everything in the mid-vent region from the skies and burn it all up. So in those kind of map, in split and bind, I think a Brimstone would be very viable in the new meta. Although in Ascent, I don't know. Maybe we'll see people still stick to the Astra. I mean, her
Astra.
kit is still just viable, except you just have to time your attacks a little better. You can't use them more frequently, and the cooldown timer has been increased.
And talking about FS Esports for the history on the map of SN for the controller, they have chosen Astra over Omen.
Everyone
That is
does,
going to be
yeah.
1:3 ratio. But we have spotted Omen several times in their play for Team FS Esports. Now, talking about Team Only Friends, and also if we compare about their gameplay and all, they have also chosen Astra above and beyond. They haven't gone for any other controller apart from Astra. So I'm not expecting anything new coming in from Only Friends. But as you mentioned about Omen, we have spotted FSE Sports going for the Omen play. So that might be a small bit of a hint. We can expect an Omen play coming in for the map of Ascent.
Although I would like to see what people do in the map of Icebox. Viper is still most likely gonna be the default character, the default controller that everyone picks up for Icebox because that toxin screen is like bread and butter. For Breeze
Mhm.
and for Icebox, Viper is like a staple pick. Although now people will have to come up with new lineups for the B side because all the angles that existed before have changed. And while the change in the B greens region also kind of makes the toxin screen kind of redundant, your main
Mhm.
objective is still blocking out the entire oranges region so that you can filter in if you're not going for a mid push. That's for the attackers. Although on the defensive side, do you think maybe someone like Omen can still make a comeback because the versatility and the ability to climb the heights and get through the little corners unseen, get up on the edges as well. The verticality aspect of the shrouded step is also something that made Omen a very viable character when the map was released first. In fact, every character that can have verticality, like be it
Is
Raze, be it Jet, or be it Omen, would have been viable. But is that still gonna be possible? I don't know.
We don't know exactly, but I would, if I had to just predict randomly, I think it is going to be Viper all the way through, no matter what the
Yeah.
map changes are. The comfort zone is there, and they still have to adapt. And it is going to be the very first match after the changes of the map. So I think Viper is going to be the key factor, maybe in the map of Icebox. But if you talk about Astra as a controller, no, definitely not in Icebox. I am not expecting any Astras coming in there. So Viper is going to be one of the key controllers spotted in Icebox repeatedly at both the ends. And element of surprise of Omen again coming in from FS Esports. That is exactly, we have spotted Team FS Esports playing with the controllers, switching the controllers, maybe whatever maps they are. We have seen the switch between Viper and Omen for again once again Astra and Omen. So Omen might be a risky pick though, but you can go for trial and error with this exact agent.
You know what's even riskier?
Mm-hmm.
Yoru. I
Oh.
love the new Yoru changes. It kind of reminds me of Mirage from Apex Legends. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I've seen my friends try to just walk in a straight line and pretend they're a decoy, and the enemies actually fell for it. And I was just sitting there yesterday, I'm thinking, how dumb does someone have to be to fall for someone like that? until I shot a Yoru in the face, and turns out it's a flash, and that guy turns around, and I'm like, oh wait, I fell for it too. So yeah, we are all just as vulnerable. Nobody over here can figure out the Yoru traps just yet, but maybe in a week they'll be able to figure it out. I want to see if anyone's brave enough to pick that up. They've been brave enough to pick up Icebox in the first place. Let's see if they can pick up a Yoru or not. If they do, then I will take off my invisible hat and tip it to them. I will bow it down to them.
Well, I'm not expecting any other duelist coming in into the picture for the day apart from Jet. And if at all I see Yoru, it is going to be best of the day because we are going to see Icebox. And now Icebox inclusive of Yoru. Just imagine the change of play we
Yeah.
can expect, and we are going to get entertained. So are the viewers, I'm very sure of. If the thing works, Yoru thing works. So it is not going to be very entertaining for the opponent team though.
Yeah, but we'll talk about Yoru later. Let's get into Ascent. We're gonna head into the agent selection now and see what characters these players will pick up. I mean, we were obviously discussing a potential controller change. Let's see if these guys will go away from their comfort Astra or stick to it.
Well, I think Jet will still be the key duelist. I would want to see what initiators are they interested in going for the pick because we have spotted them once again every single time going for the same agent selection, which is a double initiator. So we can expect a Sky coming in. We can expect the Sova. Sova is one of the key initiators coming in from both the ends. So that is the exact thing. But talking about the Sentinels, KJ is going to be the key player in terms of Sentinels. And once again, what are your expectations from Chamber?
I think Chamber is great on Ascent, much better than Killjoy, because you can just take matters into your own hands and hold the off angles instead of playing for the nanoswarms and hoping the timing is favorable for you.
Mhm.
Omen selected by Batman. I like it. He's going to be a lot more proactive and a lot more aggressive with this. Of course, it's a luxury that only the Omen players and the Brimstone players have. The Astras can't just go out there and do their yoga poses in the middle of battle. So I
Choose your
hope Batman
agent.
can do that. I'm also expecting a lot more flashy plays from Batman because his paranoia has also been buffed and it doesn't flash anyone towards the sides anymore. So your teammates will not get team flashed. You can focus on the enemies. Goreng has chosen a Brimstone and said, all right, then. I mean, looks like the Astra is gone, like dead,
Yo.
out, at least for now.
And this is exactly what we were talking about Brim being buffed, smoke timing being increased. And that is exactly, they can create change here because they haven't been able to produce what they wanted to, not be been able to create their standings. So maybe if Brim is functionally working well for them, this is going to be a game changer. Spotting a Brim in Ascent, a good smoke opportunities either ways.
Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to go live with the game. FSC Sports starting on defense, and the other guy is on attacking side. Only friends. They have to prove themselves today, and I am expecting them to be a lot more aggressive towards mid and B. Although for the first pistol round, I don't think they're going to experiment too much on mid. Most likely just try something on the B side and see how fast FSC Sports react.
Reaction time is definitely going to matter here. And if you look at the positioning, site B looks committed, at least for now. They definitely look committed. And are they willing to same pattern of purchase? Some ghost, some frenzy, some classic for the mix. And here we go for the mid, not going for the
Okay.
immediate B, and the smoke cloud being used. Cactus is already waiting here, and the center is totally dominated here. Dash entry would not work wonders. K3 will be able to take out only one. Two, is he going for the triple? He is attempting though. Is it going to be easy or no?
Oh my goodness. These guys are getting shut down already. It's just Cruiser left. He's trying to go for the burst on the classic. B2 has him cornered, but he won't be held down. More people offering him 1v1 frags, and he hasn't lost any HP. Finally takes a one-tap from Batman to put him in his grave. But I would really say that these guys tried hard. Only friends were on the verge of success. The way that they were able to go into its mid so quickly, it was incredible. But I kind of don't like the fact that they had Mr. SP5 dash in all by himself. Kind of gave away a free frag to K3, especially because he was vulnerable. So he was able to frag him without any effort, follow up as well. Even Cruiser was offered several 1v1s, and you know, once they make a mistake, the next time they capitalize on the same mistake. The trades are just not perfect from either team, but in the end, it is Batman who brings the round in favor. Now with the superior weaponry, let's see what FS Esports do. They don't want to push any further because they're afraid that OnlyFans will set up traps for them, holding angles like these. Cactus, he's not going to fall for any of that. No risk. He can easily get away with the dismiss. Spike spotted too. This looked like it's done and dusted already.
Now, there's no way that the retake can be taken here because they have left not only body but also the spike. Getting the cover there is going to be difficult. Kev also taken down by Dominic. A perfect Marshall connection there through the mid. And SP5 going for the rotation. A good fast flick spotted here. And it is going to be a 1v4 situation now. And it reduced it to 1v3. Let's see. Bulldog converted. Close range battle spotted here as well. Dodged for a while, but how long is going to be the question here? 3 players attacking all together, and the Badman, no, it is going to be Kohli taking down SP5, but a good play coming in from SP5. Played all by himself for his entire team.
Yeah, some really nice Marshall shots. That's good considering that he's the Jet. He's going to be able to farm up his Blade Storm pretty quickly. Although, given the way that the fights took place in the last round, I would say that FS Esports will still have an advantage. They can hold the angles. Even with inferior weaponry, their judges and specters should be able to make quick work of the bigger ones on the hands of Only Friends, especially if they're fighting at the ideal range.
This time the commitment is towards side A. Drone going in from cruiser. Smoke also popped in right on time. Flashed. Badman will have to go back flank. And on the court, smokes are going to come in. This time it is going to be Brim Smoke Sure. SP5 right now is into the concussion phase. And the Haven side is not working exactly as they were planning to. Harsh will be able to take down Kohli and an immediate shouted step. He is going to hold it for how long? And is able to take down one. Got a free weapon. Would not be able to work with that weapon. It is a 2v3 situation and Spike is not yet planted.
Yeah, but it should be planted soon enough. It's dropped to its generators. Dominic actively trying to make sure they can't get to it. He tried to catch him as he faded away from button, but that's all that they wrote for him. Only Friends finally get this round. I love the risk that Badman was taking in this round, though. He knows he's got nothing to lose. They're going to be able to buy in the next round anyway, and he only had a Spectre. Oh, not even that. He just had a Sheriff, so why not? He put up one smoke in the site itself, and what that basically allows him to do is leap directly from heaven towards the wooden box on the left-hand side. And that's an angle that most people will not check because they will be focusing towards Generator and Hell first. So that's an advantage, a blind spot that Batman can carve out for himself by using the counter smoke at the right time. Of course, since it was just an eco, he was only able to get one frag, and the smoke also faded the moment he got it. Otherwise, this would have been a brilliant play because he was able to isolate Kev as well as Cruiser to some extent. Could have had both those kills. But I love the Omen outplay. Of course, being an Omen main myself, I love it every time someone tries to go for those risky teleports. And yeah, Batman is doing that already. I'm happy.
And happiness is the key to success, and let's hope Badman is also very happy. And the score being 2-1, a lot of battles still to follow. Kev will be the only player who has not yet got an opening for the frag. Is this going to be the round? And we can see we have got one ult ready coming in from Cactus on the defender's side. And talking about attackers, we have got Blade Storm ready from SP5. Are they going to utilize it this time? So Spike is still at the spawn, and ultimately who is going to pick it? It is going to be the DL duelist Dominic. It is going to be SP5 going ahead, picking up the spike and a push also. Easier, natural, normal way to get the site entry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very scared that someone from FS will start pushing up mid already and try to go for the backstab. For now, Only Friends have been held back with B main, not able to break through that Omen smoke yet. And now the Nanoswarms as well, just buying more time, actively trying to deny them entry into the site. But that's okay because they've balled out quite a lot of utility from FS, but now they're losing players and that's bad. Cactus doesn't get fully flashed, has to turn around towards the edge, but he's successfully able to hold on. And now they're peeking one by one. Once again, it's FS Esports who are able to hold on to the site, and nothing is coming through for the side of Only Friends. They've gotten 2 kills, but will they get another one? So far, the crossfires look good enough, and in case the crossfires fail, Batman's already on the flank.
And this is going to be a perfect opportunity to go ahead, get some frags, but not an easier affair, sure. No HP for Dominic here, and Sky also being being in a good positioning with the spike, they can plan to go ahead for the rotation, but the
30
time is
seconds left.
ticking, which is 30 seconds. They don't have that opportunity as well. Badman coming in against the crosshair of Harshav, and this is the exact time they turn their faces, and Badman with the Bulldog will be able to get both the picks and a round into the favor.
SP5 was aware that somebody from FS Esports could come from behind, and he was holding that angle for the longest time. But the 1 second that he peeks away is the 1 second where Batman also comes and shows himself. And it all came down to the timing of Harsh's guiding light. He did not have any flashes available, but the guiding light recharges naturally. So when Harsh was able to farm up another flash by just waiting, he threw it out, hoping that SP5 will capitalize on the back of it. And it just so happened that Bandman also came through at the right time. So, yeah.
Spike down.
Once
mid.
again, Dominic getting the opening pick. Good stuff, but I don't think we need to aggress any further. FS Esports have nothing to gain from this round. They have the better weaponry. They need to hold on, and they're doing that already. One nice kill by SP5's Blade Storm, but that's all she wrote for him.
And the Blade Storm got wasted away. They could have got various other frags. Kev using Headhunter, getting the frag for himself. Though not the opening frag, he did get the opening into the previous round. The only player surviving 1 versus 3. Is it going to be an easier entry? Because he still have a room of opportunity where he can plant the spike. He is willfully committing and then again goes into the phase of denial. This is exactly where the opponents have got a small bit of intel, because last where the cave was spotted, it was supposed site A, and the smokes being used. Badman, it is going to be near to the gardens. Let's see, cave is going to spot, because it is going to be headhunters versus the rifle, which is not going to be easy. But Kev just moving away from it and going for the plantation of spike. No, he's still on the confusion if he has to do or no. And finally, near to the generator, he has planted the spike.
Spike planted.
Planted to its generator, first person to peek him. That's Batman.
Oh.
White peak comes through and he instantly pre-fires. So the reason he went towards heaven is he was hoping to catch somebody rotating from defender spawn, and if he was able to do that, he would have been on a highway towards the B side. So that's basically just creating more space for himself. With that flank towards heaven, he at least knows that the moment he plants the spike, he doesn't need to worry about heaven immediately. He'll most likely get swung from the garden area. So he just wanted to create space for himself, and that's why he went over there. I don't blame him. It was just a headhunter versus all these rifles, and he only had like 4 bullets, so I didn't expect him to win. But I like the fact that even with backs turns against the world, he's doing everything he can to carve out some room for himself.
I was not even expecting the spike plant is going to happen, and fortunately he was able to do that, being a solo survivor. And now we can see once again the commitment towards site A is happening. Drone has been wasted out, not much of intel being shared, and with the operator Dominic we have spotted Dominic getting some early martial frags, and we can see an early Hunter's Fury coming in from Kohli, and he's going to take down 2 players. What a perfect start!
And he was all the way towards market. He has no way to help his team except for the Hunter's Fury. It collapsed all of them, getting 2 kills already. Badman snuck away with the Shrouded Step towards the other side of the door. Perfect bait for Harsh. And that is another frag going in the bag for Team FS. Just Cruiser left. And he's not at all in cruise control. Did the recon dart hit his body? Like, it's actually stuck on his body. He's pinging away his location. He can't do anything to break it. Oh, I've only seen this in memes. I never thought I'd actually see this in a tournament game. The recon dart being carried on another Soa's body. And you believe it.
We have spotted those and funny clips, funny memes, sure, not in a tournament, but then some things just happen to make us laugh and get the mood lighter. We are seeing the split is not happening once again, this time commitment towards side B. Indeed, we are spotting 1 player is rushing towards side A. Is it going to be it? Are they going for a 3:2 split? And SP5 once again towards the default point, trying to go get the early pick. This time I'm afraid he's not going to get any.
You want to play? Let's play.
He's gonna get some competition. The moment he scopes out, Dominic brings out the bigger gun. Cactus can hear one of them go towards mid. They don't need to worry about it just yet because there is Killjoy utility to stop the advance of Only Friends. My problem over here is that the moment Cactus speaks out, he's gonna see only the Jet. Nobody else is in position to trade her. Oh wait, now they are. Now they're all looking towards short. They realize that there are the operators towards the mid. That's where Dominic has been spotted. So instead of going mid, they're lurking towards the A-short region. only a crossfire stands in the way over here. So it's just going to come down to numbers. Flash, dodged. Cactus will have his eyes open right in time. Dismisses back to safety, and Kohli's playing for the bait. Shock dart with AoE damage. He's trying to go for the utility at the wrong time, and once again, he's able to see people with the flashes. The Paranoid does absolutely nothing. They swing all out. Badman accidentally team flashed Kohli, but it doesn't matter. Kohli still has his eyes open. That's how you cover for each other.
And they were able to give a very strong cover for each other's, not losing only one player against an entire team, not much of a loss here. And once again, Dominic going for the operator. And I did mention this time, I'm afraid he's not going to get an opening frag. Unfortunately, he was able to get it through the main. And this time, once again, with the operator, is he going to get the opening frag or no? Because if you have a look at the positioning right now, 1:4 is the situation. Maybe it is going to be a false alarm towards side A to keep three players busy at the end. But that is not going to be the case of Scenario Cruiser immediately sending the drone, got the intel, spotting KJ there.
I think FS Esports have a good read on the situation. They've immediately rotated one of their players towards the B site, fully anticipating the rush to come in that location. The only thing that could probably bamboozle FS Esports is the lurk from Kev. He's the only person who's trying to look towards A main. And yeah, he's not gonna sell the fake. FS Esports are already finding the kills. That push, he spotted 3 players in that, and now they know what's happening. So, you know, even only friends are like, screw it, they know our plans already, let's just go for this one. They're able to clear out K3, but Dominic is something that can't deal with right away. Even Kohli's holding the off angle, they don't check for him. His teammates using him as perfect bait, and now the op comes out. This is textbook holds from FS Esports.
And the homework is working, the textbook reading is working just about right, with only one player remaining once again. This time, there was no opportunity to plant the spike or anything. Badman will be the one to knock the final nail in the coffin. With that, the rounds, look at the buffer, 7:1. Now this is high time. They shall be able to do something. If not now, it is going to be a one-sided affair. Though it is right now, but it is going to be an irreversible affair there. Let's see if there's going to come any change here or no. 3 ultimates ready on the FS Esports side for only friends. We're seeing 2 ultimates ready, and for the start itself, Crips, I did mention the map of Ascent is one of the most comfortable map for Team FS Esports, and they are proving it right.
Okay, aggressive peaks from FS Esports towards A main. They got Dominic into Vine, and after that, everyone else fell back. I think this could be the right play over here. A main is not going to be under pressure this time from the side of Only Friends. They're moving towards short. Good play, but I'm worried about this because FS Esports have stacked this area up. Dominic already picking up the one person coming through mains. That puts all the pressure towards 3, and I think FS Esports are more than ready for this one. Hunt is really committed by Cruiser, but it won't spot anyone. Oh, but these mid definitely help Badman get the edge. He's playing a half smoke. The curvature doesn't cover the entire door, and it buys him just that little bit more space to dodge all the utility that the Sova can throw at him and also get away with murder. That's just cold-blooded, man. And Dominic, he's going in for even more blood. Fuchsia, that's the color of blood before it dries, and you can already see the hopes and dreams of Only Friends drying up over here like they're in the desert sun.
And talked about this particular start, it was Badman using Paranoia, and the Paranoia definitely gave a blind to the teammate Rena. That is where, not with the Sky Slash though, it was with the Badman's Paranoia, they lost 1 player, or it would have been an entire clean sweep and all 5 players intact, which is not going to affect much. They've got good economy to work out with, good play set coming out, and gradually all the players are also going for the split approach. Mid is still barren, Crips. We can clearly see the start where they initiated for going for the mid rush, they are avoiding that, and now it is going to be Seekers coming to an action. Let's see if this is going to be any effective way to get the site entry.
Slow and steady wins the race. Orbital strike, which is nothing, and that's okay because FS Esports, they're giving up on this side. They don't want to hold this. They just want to play for the retake instead. Cactus already picked off Cruiser. Now that's going to create some pressure because now Only Friends have to look towards their back as well. But Spy, oh my god, he's going duck hunting now. No birds in the sky, and he's going to pluck anyone who's trying to take higher ground. Killjoy forcing them all towards Vinery, and then there's a nanoswarm to burn them alive. This is a trap, and many of them have been detained. They know exactly where to look. The shotgun can kill almost everyone, and the diffuse is being stuck already. There's nothing that they can do. Only Friends concede this round, and they see their friends and family getting massacred, but they are powerless to stop it.
There was nothing that could have stopped the Empress mode of Cactus getting 4, and it was very well played, very well executed, and the way they executed it, going for the lockdown, placing the storm grenades right on point, and then comes the shock darts from Kohli. So it was a very well executed round, maybe pre-planned, maybe not pre-planned, but the
Oh,
execution
definitely
was
pre-planned.
just on point.
Definitely, and they can't counter it either. The lockdown was placed in a position where Cruiser can't break it with the shock darts. So in case Only Friends try something funny, there's already a counter to it. Cactus is kind of trapped over here. He can get away, but Gorong will spray him down through the walls. K3 with one trade. But is he brave enough to go for the repeat? Yes, he is. And while that's happening, even Dominic is showing presence to his B main. K3 fails to get that kill. Now his friend Sova is kind of in a troublesome position. He's only having to hold market all by himself. Batman can't protect him either because he's dead himself. Gorong dealing with this so perfectly. The eco weapons are working out for Only Friends, and the double peak is there. Even Kohli has been dealt with. It's just Dominic, and the man's on a mission. His family dead all around him, but hey, that's the curse of being Dominic. If you get that reference, then I am proud of you already, chat.
Here it is going to be 1v3, and mid was the weakness that I just mentioned, that mid is totally empty. They can go for the entry there and go plant the spike at side B, but they have chosen A. Let's see if Dominic is going for the save or is going for the entry. Going in, and Gorong. Well, and they won the thrifty round here. So good, not only round ones, several ARs as well.
Yeah, and that's what happens when a lot of people of FS Esports get focused on mid. I mean, so far what they had been doing is that they leave one alarm bot over there and then focus on the sites itself. This time, a lot of people decided to fight over there and aggressively keep on committing for the peaks. Only Friends, they were able to win those duels, even though they were at a weaponry disadvantage. All right, though, Tanya, I'm scared. Hold on. Just press tab and take a look at the number of operators. There's 3 ops? Holy moly, this is gonna be a banger of a round.
Last round, 3 ops and 1 Odin
Why
inclusive,
not?
which Kohli is using. So let's see if it is going to be a good spray coming in. Recon used, Cactus was revealed, and what a perfect connection through the smoke, taking Harsh down, reducing it to a 4v5 pair. Let's see if it is going to be any advantage. Side control is into the hands of Team Only Friends. Spike will be planted, sure, gates are locked, but look at the positioning of Batman, taking down one, but immediately traded by Gorong here. Cactus going for the rush with the Leah being used here. The situation is 2 versus 3.
And it's a very tricky one. Spike hasn't been planted yet. Gorong and Kev are kind of trapped over here. Gorong has the spike, he can't plant towards generators, but he's scared of getting peeked from the doorways. He's gonna require Kev to cover him, and he's covering him from heaven too, doing much more than what was expected of him, but here comes the double peek, and Kev isn't ready for that. Timing just not in his favor, and Cactus goes for the pre-fire. 10-2, that's the score line for FS Esports. None of that 9-3 magic is gonna work, and the chances of comeback lie just on this pistol round.
This pistol round is going to prove us if there's going to be any comeback or a rewritten story. But if we look at the score right now, it does look a good dominance coming in from Team FS Esports. This time, the Omen, of course, Badman right now carrying the spike, and they are going for the split. 3:2, 3 players trying to commit towards A, and the positioning of Team Only Friends here on the mid, they are trying to place up the chamber. Sure, that is going to help them very, very strongly, very nicely, but is it going to be enough? Because the center did not work, did not work functionally well for the team. Is it going to be any easier here? Recon Dart used exactly on the ramps, and SP5 waiting for the entry.
Patience is key over here. Cactus revealing himself. Another one of his teammates going for the jump on top. Will the double peek succeed? There's another double peek to deal with it. Nah, the defenders give it up. That's okay, they've balled down enough time, and they haven't used any of the utility, so Only Friends still have the utility to stop the side of FS Esports if they commit. Looks like it is going to be a mid plus B hit as they start to creep up towards market, and their teammates are taking B main as well. No rotations from the side of Only Friends yet. This could be a tricky affair, just to defend the side with 2 people.
Paranoia still, the dart is placed, and now K3 facing the wrath of shock darts coming in. Dominic will be able to dodge one side, but not any further. Cruiser is going to win this round cruisefully. And yeah, you were talking about the cruise mode on. Finally, we are seeing some good cruiser kills here. But the first pistol round going into the hands of Team Only Friends. And did I just spot Odin coming into the action?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he went into Tom Cruise mode over there. Pulled off something straight out of Mission Impossible. Tan 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 tan. That's that typical Mission Impossible theme playing in his head while he was paranoid, but still stood there like an absolute champ, taking down 3 people. Yeah, Tom Cruise, Mr. Jashan Madan. That's his real name. Probably looking to go for the rename, but hey, this time they're going in for a repeat towards shot. Goron will be able to hold them off with the molly, and so many of them walk through it. They're actually walking through the fire. They don't care about their lives. They just want the tree region for themselves, and Cactus wants it a little more desperately. 2 wonderful shots from Cactus, and now another 2 shots from SP5. This is a bonanza of a highlight.
And Cruiser going for the finisher, and the round going into the hands of Team Only Friends. Where was this play when they were on the attacking side? Suddenly there is a switch of gameplay coming in, and whenever you are on the defender side, I don't know, with the Odin you definitely feel a little stronger, a little comfortable, and that is exactly what is happening to Cruiser God its themselves. This time there's a change about who carries the spike. It is not going to be Badman this time. It is going to be K3. And the center, they are trying to push it through the mid. But this particular round, the way they entered, it was unpredictable for me.
I think the whole vibe of this game is going to be unpredictability, especially in Icebox. FS Esports are kind of disciplined, but I don't know, the amount of freedom that Batman has been getting this game, I kind of get the vibe that FS Esports are on the verge of a whole new revamp. Their playstyle looks somewhat different from last time. Of course, this could be because of the update, or it could be because they have been putting in the work. I guess we'll only truly find out when the game continues and we go into the other maps as well.
And the maps are going to also show us about how Icebox is going to treat the tournament, treat the player, and how players are going to show us their set of skills. But coming back to this game, we did spot 2:10, and now immediately after the change of position and after the change of play, here we can see the consecutive 2 rounds going into the hands of Team Only Friends. Is it going to be a hat trick? That is my question, because I do like their play sense. It is something with the element of surprise. They're not committing, all 5 players are not immediately committing to any side. They are risking a little bit towards the ramp side, sometimes through the market side, and this is the element of surprise which they are pushing it in. They are able to win some rounds. Let's see if it is going to be repetition once again, because all I want to see is something new happening every single round, and that is how you don't get easily predictable and not gaining few rounds. Once again, a push coming in, and this time K3 placing the turret into the mid. Flash being used, SP5 trying to utilize that flash, but alarm bot will trigger, and SP5 will just go back.
FS Esports completely reading that, and even Only Friends respect it. They realize, nah boys, we've been read like a book. There's no point going for this push now. We're only going to be walking into our deaths. Let's just fall back, fight another day. With a minute left on the clock, the ball is still in FS Esports court, so Only Friends really don't need to take any actions right now. Even the rotations are kinda on point. They're most likely stacked towards the mid and the heaven region, which means they're not actively playing on the side, but hey, they can get to the side if they feel that the rush is coming in. So they're not really putting all their eggs in any basket yet. They're just kind of keeping them out in the open.
And that is exactly what they have to do to get some rounds into their pockets. They are not committing to, they are not committing entirely to go ahead, get that strong push. Cactus using the Leer and Paranoia immediately coming into the action. Arshif getting a sneaky position, and what does Cruiser up to, using the Orin flawlessly, not getting any tracks here, but the shock darts will come into action as well. Kev will need to take down Dominic. It is a 4v4, and as soon as I said that, reduced it to 4 players.
Oh, FS Esports, they have just blood on their hands. Absolutely no remorse as they pick up the fights even after they've gotten into the site. Not something they'd usually see a team do, but these guys are built different. I was starting to panic a little bit because FS Esports started this attack really well. They put down the smokes towards market and CT, moved into the site, got control. No problems, right? My problems really began when the smoke started to fade away, and then Only Friends had lines of sight onto the members of FS Esports who, even after getting into the site, are still hanging around towards lane 1 and 2 and actively picking up fights. And I was like, this could go wrong. If they get picked off, then FS Esports will lose the numbers, but they don't. They fight instead of playing for post-plant positions, and it still ends up working for them. Brings me to the conclusion that they are very confident in their crossfires. This could be a good news for them if they are able to get the plant down every time.
Here.
This time, the commitment once again not spotted for any single side, but look at the positioning of Badman. The verticality that you're talking about finally comes into the action in the map of Ascent as well. K3 getting a strong placement, and if at all the peak would have had happened, we could have spotted one frag, but that was not the case of scenario here. Once again, a mid entry, mid push coming in. Kev is literally waiting here, destroyed, and the dash would not work. The entrepreneurship of Jet is to go ahead, sell the first frag with the dash, and it's not working exactly as planned.
Enemy remaining.
I mean, we saw the same mistake coming out of SP5 when he was on the attacking side, and now FS Esports are doing the same. I mean, sure, the objective of Dominic is just to create space by dashing in, but the other teammates also need to peek a little bit faster. And of course, they did so, but they did not expect that Kev would not be the only person over there. In fact, he had backup from his teammates over there as well. So they're able to hold down market, and with that, Only Friends are able to put up yet another round on the board. In fact, in the process of doing so, they've broken the economy of FS2. These guys are just relegated to sheriffs. And one Spectre on Takoli. Let's see what that can accomplish.
It is. I'm afraid if this round is going to go into the favor, though we have spotted some Thrifty and a good Lear. We can spot a fallback coming in. Cactus going for some random shots, which is not going to work any wonder shot, but the ultimate is ready for Dominic. We are spotting Dominic going ahead with the Blade Storm. How is it going to result? Drone destroyed by K3 here, and peak will continue. K3 is a little bit confused about where to exactly peak, through the main, through the mid. So there is some change happening here, but look at Dominic again reuniting with his teammate after getting the last top. That was much more than required because they are going for the save round, and that is only they're left with.
Oh my god, they're about to walk into 2-0, then bait and switch, and the Marshal does the job. Lovely peek from Dominic. He set up K3 for that shot, and now they have a highway into the B site. Nothing to stop them. Plant comes through for FS Esports, and even if they lose this round, it's okay. They just came in for the plant, but now they've recovered the weapons and they've got the man advantage too. This could be a massive Thrifty. Lockdown placed, buying more time. They've dealt with Cactus, and that's one problem man taken out of the picture, but they can't do anything about this lockdown. They just have to let it tick.
Only waiting into the boats, not exposing themselves, and that is exactly what he
with the
has
op
to do.
shot.
Oh, lockdown wasted out. 3-3. Badman still has got a better position within the site. Will be able to take a frag? No will be the answer, and this was not the thing expected, and a very first ace coming in from K3. Lockdown wasted, it's okay. I still do have the firepower. That is what K3 had to prove.
Hey, I don't think they wasted it at all. I mean, sure, it was broken by the op spam shot, but there was like, what, 1 or 2 seconds left in the lockdown, and the whole point of the lockdown was to just buy time for FS Esports, and it did that. It bought all the time in the world, set up K3 for success. Dominic had to die in the process for K3 to get that ace, but hey, when you hear that sweet, sweet ace music, you feel like you're the king of the world. You're unstoppable, and they are. They're on the verge of winning this map.
They are just 1 point away from winning this. Is it going to be any easier to they force? I think it is for the very first time we are spotting that coming in from Cave. If at all it was coming in, definitely I would have missed it. Gorang still at the same positioning. This time he has not used up his molly. And he is taken down by Cactus. So it is going to be 5 versus 4 players. Harshav going for the flash, and Hunter's Fury coming in from Cruiser. Is he going to get those early picks? We did spot the early round. Hunter's Fury, he was able to pick 2 rounds, and this time Cactus going for the same play. Lear and Frag did not work wonders.
Oh, the timing. Just a little bit unfortunate for him, but hey, he knows for a fact that FS Esports are falling back from here. Flash will confirm the opposite. Now he believes that they're still holding. And FS Esports are in no hurry whatsoever. They still have 40 seconds. They've got the man advantage. They can group up towards one of these sides and hit it with brute force. Spy traveling towards the B side. Canna expects the mid area to be under contention as well. It's gonna be poor Kev who has
30
to hold them
seconds
down,
left.
but the moment he peeks, he gets pre-fired by Kohli. The tour de force wasted, and now it's just Cruiser alone in the site. He can hear the Omen teleport, and the moment he looks at that teleport, Dominic frags him. That's the perfect bait and switch, and here's the perfect finish to the first map. Give it up for FSC Sports. They win this game, and now they're comfortably in the lead.
And I was talking about Cave for the very start of the match, and I think it was round two or something. Mention he is the player who has not yet opened his account. He's still following with the zero frags, and by the end of the match, he turns himself into the top fragger for his team. A good play spotted entirely after the switch from the defenders to the attackers. Cave came into a very strong action there.
Yeah, he was instrumental in the little success that his team did find. But I think that Only Friends are going to lead a lot more if they want to come back in Icebox. What we saw from them on Ascent was kind of one dimensional, and they need to add a little bit more depth to their play. Of course, we will see them once again in the highlights, and some of their rushes were good, but I feel like they need a little bit more. Otherwise, that 10-2 half wouldn't have happened. They would have had it, a lot more competitive.
For the very first round, Cruiser did get three for himself, but then ultimately could not win the round. And Cruiser did all the work. Badman with full HP pushing it in, winning the round. This was a semi by round. Few Bulldogs were spotted, few Spectres. Where once again, second consecutive round went into the hands of Team FSC Sports, talking about Only Friends. This time they were a little confused about from exactly where to get the angle. K3 was taken down. With the judge, Gorang was taken down, sure, but then team support popped in right on time.
Team support. What the funny part is, FSC Sports, they were always so good at proactively rotating.
Mhm.
Now, instead of just doing the rotations, they're also going for wraparounds. Something that they have added to their, play style after a lot of time. It was there when we saw the old roster of FSC Sports, but now it just seems like a lot more frequent. It seems like it's a little better, more smooth. So they're trying to work out the chinks in the armor, and I'm actually happy that FSC Sports is making progress.
FSC Sports, definitely. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be their very first win. No, they have won a round, but yeah, they haven't won an entire day. So let's see if they are going to make it 2-0, or are they going to take a little extra time beyond that. And coming back to the game here, the score was 5-1, and a good positioning for Cactus, where he was able to dodge out immediately using the dismiss, but then again, getting spotted, confirming. And this was the place where I said that he was not flashed by the trailblazer of the opponent. Indeed, paranoia of the teammate took down Rena here.
FSC Sports, they managed to hold on to all their sides so well, especially Dominic. I mean, when he was on the attacking side, he didn't need to do all the work because he'd already done the heavy lifting in the first half itself. And that kind of tells you all you need to know about the play style of FSC Sports. They use Dominic to just create some space around the map. But
Mhm.
unlike Only Friends who do the same thing, FSC Sports are a lot more active at supporting their jets and following up faster with the trades, something that we did not see Only Friends do all that well today. Hopefully that will improve in Icebox. Otherwise, FSC Sports are going to walk away with the series with a flawless 2-0 win. And they need this. FSC Sports need this win. They are currently without a single win. Hopefully this could be their first. But will they actually get it? Ladies and gentlemen, to find that out, you're going to have to come back after the break. You guys are watching the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial. Our gaming partner is Intel. And of course, make sure that you check out the hashtag Game with Intel because they deliver the best gaming experience by delivering the best overall value as well. Now, our apparel partner is 656. Go ahead and show them some love too. We'll see you guys in a bit.
from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Hey guys, I'm Ankita. Welcome to Streamer Reviews, the place where you can watch gamers review the best new gaming laptops in the market. Gamers love exploring the vivid detailing of their favorite games. This demands a system that can support their immersive experience. So, we'll be checking out the Intel-powered Lenovo Legion 5, a laptop with features that let you dive into the exciting world of gaming. One of the most important aspects of the Lenovo Legion 5 is its 11th Gen Intel Core i7 processor, with a base clock speed of 2.3 GHz up to 4.6 GHz turbo. It flaunts 8 cores, 16 threads and 24 MB cache. The Legion 5 lets you untether your gaming experience with Intel Wi-Fi 6, ensuring you can enjoy your favorite games wherever you like. Play on the go with up to 75% less latency. The Lenovo Legion AI engine optimizes performance automatically to any of the top 16 AAA games you're playing, with auto detection dynamically allocating CPU and GPU usage accordingly to get up to 15% more FPS. Speaking of senses, there's another sense that's also important for an immersive experience: sound. Thankfully, the Legion 5 has this covered as well. A pair of stereo speakers enabled with dynamic audio gives you an immersive 3D audio experience. Why wait? Get your own Lenovo Legion 5 and dive into the world of gaming today.
Hey guys, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents Tec Gauntlet Season 4, powered by Crucial, our gaming partner Intel, and our apparel partner 656. Make sure that you check out the hashtag Game with Intel and drop some love for them in the chat below. Intel delivers the best overall value by delivering the best gaming experience, and be sure to check out their products. And of course, check out the products by Crucial as well. If you want some nice swag, go ahead and check out 656. They got these really breathable jerseys, and I wish I could wear them all the time.
Coming back to the match, first round going into the hands of Team FS Esports. This map selection was done by Only Friends, and for the start itself, we did mention FS Esports is most comfortable into the map of Ascent, winning the round flawlessly because 13-5 is a good match. Second, it is again picked by FS Esports, and the defense going into the hands of Team Only Friends. And Crips, I would definitely want to mention once again, if we compare the past play sets of both the teams, FS Esports have done a better performance on the map of Icebox. So once again, we can expect that strong play set which they showed into the map of Ascent exactly coming or maybe repeating.
Yeah, I mean, they already got Ascent in the bag. That was the map that OnlyFriends were more comfortable in. Now, I haven't seen OnlyFriends play Icebox that often, but this is a new Icebox. This is not the old
Oh,
Icebox that we
yeah.
knew about. So there is still a chance that OnlyFriends make a comeback in this one. If they find some new lineup or maybe some new trick or a new cheeky angle, they can surprise the hell out of FS Esports too. It's been like less than 24 hours since the new Icebox came out. I'm sure that not all the teams are aware about every single thing.
I would talking about some cheeky movements, and I would want to see once again Batman with the Omen moves because into the map of Ascent you can wisely use Omen, but into the map of Icebox where you have small cubicles to hold on to hide onto, and that is exactly the Omen play is. So I would again want to see maybe if not Batman, somebody else picking up Omen shot into the map of Icebox. Yoru, I think, is still a dream. Nobody is willfully going for the Yoru as a duelist into their team. Team Rena Jet is still the key play for both the teams.
Yeah, I think the Jet and the Reyna might be something that we get to see in Icebox. Double duelist is something that a lot of teams have been experimenting with in Icebox lately. And when you're not sure about what new Asian composition will work, might as well just stick to the good old reliable double duelist composition. And it does come through from Only Friends. SP5 on the Jet, Kev with the Reyna this time.
Oh.
Let's go.
Kev immediately switching from Chamber to Rena. It is a hard switch here because the roles are totally going to change. SP5 once again spotted as a jet, and the Viper as a controller. This we both were talking about, and that is exactly what was going to happen. There was nothing about prediction left here, and we both were talking about Viper is going to be the key controller. Initiator pick is still due onto the defender's side.
Yeah, it's most likely going to be a Sova. That's like the staple pick. I don't think the Sova
Mm-hmm.
can be ever removed from the Icebox composition. It becomes a bit too important to have this character.
Mm-hmm.
Viper, of course, you're not getting rid of Viper anytime soon. You might have a double controller someday with an Omen coming in, but you can never get rid of the Viper. Now, problem over here is these guys, they don't have a Sage. And without the Sage, it can be difficult to lock down areas like Tube and Mid. Even in the B site, where the old strat used to rely on putting up a barrier up before you plant so that you can
Mm-hmm.
get some extra cover, it's not possible for the side of Only Friends anymore. And I hope it works for them because these guys, they will have to face that B side that crunch eventually. And at that time, I don't know if just the Viper utility is going to be enough for them or not.
If that utility is going to be enough or not, we are going to see immediately. We are also heading for the very first round. No commitment spotted yet. They are still at the spawns, and also on the decisive point about where they would want to go ahead, get a push for themselves. It is all a pre-planning stage where they are upon, but I do think it is going to be a side. It started already, and uh, we can see that K3 going for the spike pick, and the entry is not going to be easier because I don't know why it is a heavy stack A here.
They have stacked three members towards the A side. I'm assuming one of them will go towards pipes and try to pick up a fight early. At least this will enable Only Friends to find out that it is not an A hit, and indeed they're going for a mid push. Gorang trapped over here all by himself. He needs backup desperately. Well, it seems like it's gonna be enough for him, just all by himself. He gets those two. That one also gets picked off by Cruiser, who's trying to come in from Snowpile, and K3 has spotted the spike out in the open. Picking up a fight against Cruiser, has no option to fall back. He's gonna have to stick over here. He's got the backup of his fellow Sova, but the trades are just simply not going in their favor. Only Friends bring this round with no problems whatsoever. They basically catapulted themselves towards success the moment they let FS Esports walk in towards mid. And I know this sounds contrary, but it works for them because then, even though they have lost control of the tube region, at least Only Friends can trap FS Esports inside now while they don't have the post-plant angles and turn the tides on them before they can even reset themselves after planting the spike.
Very well and very clearly mentioned that and talked about catapult moment. It was supposedly that had to be done to get the spring start. Not only the start was strong, but that is also going to get them motivated. And I also enjoyed the way they were trying to witness the new changes in the map. 3 players going for the same cruiser, sending the recon dart. Not much of an intel acquired, sure, but then once again it is going to be 3 stack at A. And do you notice mid push also coming in from one of the player on the opposite side?
Oh yeah, this flank from Badman could be absolutely devastating. The chamber utility on the tube did not detect him, which means his position is still a mystery. And he finally unveils the mystery, getting a kill, distracting Cruiser long enough so that he can get taken down by Dominic. And now the tide has swung, the water has risen, and there's no way out. The sharks are swimming in. This looks to be yet another round that will be taken by FS Esports, but this will be such a massive economic shift. Imagine winning the pistol round and then losing the one right after, unless Harsh has something to say about it. But Cactus speaks louder. Oh my lord, all the momentum that OnlyFriends had gathered by winning the pistol round, it's gone, vanished into thin air.
Now we can see clearly that Team FS Esports going for full buy, and this is exactly the time they have to go. We can see all rifles except for Cactus going for SMG, which is Spectre for now. And same goes for Dominic. Dominic did dominate into the map of Ascent. Let's see if it is going to be the case of scenario into the map of Icebox as well. Commitment towards side B is spotted. They are going for the change here, not willfully going there. But I would want to see, is Badman again willfully going for the flank? No is the answer. Push coming in, and drone coming in from Kohli. Is it going to give the required information? Nothing spotted right now, and the site looks clear.
I'm surprised they're still using the same Viper walls that they were using before. Nothing has changed except for the fact that there is a barrier orb and Cruiser will walk right into it, into his own death. Kinda desperate and unnecessary, but hey, I respect the hustle. Well, continuing on with the round as usual, FS continue to pump the spike as they would have if they didn't get rushed by Cruiser. Harsh and SP5 live. Yeah, I think this round is mostly done and dusted. Unless they walk ahead of the toxic screen and end up giving up 3 kills to SP5 and Harsh. This was unexpected, but Kohli's flank will definitely take care of at least one of them. Can he re-engage? Not necessary for now. He's trapped and the shock dart finishes him off.
So that round again going into the hands of Team FS Esports. Sure, the start was not so good, but they are going strongly ahead. How long will they be able to go with the same strength? Because they are tending to lose some players, and now K3 will go ahead with the Vandal as well. So we are going to have 5 Vandals altogether.
At least they have not lost the economic momentum. I hope they can continue it in this round too. There's 4 players in the server who are very close to their ultimates, just 1 point away each. Gaurang, Harsh, Dominic and Kohli, all of them on the verge of something great. Both teams have equal weaponry, so this is a fairly matched fight. And with 4 defenders guarding the ace side, this is a 4v5 affair for now. The only person who's not engaged is Harsh, but I don't think he needs to be here. Maybe now that his teammates are dying, but so far the hold is good. It's still a 4v4. Cloudburst doesn't help them, and they engage towards the deeper site. This box that has been recently added to the map, providing so much cover to Cactus, enables him to play an off angle, and that is such a hassle for anyone coming through from rafters. You can see how much Cruiser God is hesitating because he never expected this box to be such a nuisance. This could have been easily cleared from rafters before, but now that this Reyna is hiding over here, he has to check so many more. But no, she walks into 2 people at the same time. The crossfire doesn't work out. Gaurang still going hungry, wanting to secure all the frags. Badman left on the high ground, and he's the last man standing. Not anymore, as Gaurang puts a bullet in his brain. And yet another round for Only Friends. Back to a 2v2. This is going so back and forth. At this point, it's so difficult to determine which one of these teams will end up with the advantage at the end of this half.
And the map of Icebox is going neck to neck, unlike previous maps. So this is even more interesting because every single time the team losing around waves off with the advantage of economy here. And once again, we did see Only Friends winning the round, sure, but still we are spotting judges also coming in into the action from Cruiser as well as Harsh. Let's see how they are going to proceed here because A side looks committed. 4-1. Badman once again going for the flank entries. Slow trap is also placed well. well. And right on time, we can see the Viper's Pit happening.
Ooh, but they're trying to go through the Viper's Pit. They're using the high ground angles to come through. They spot SP5's battle, but the pre-fire still doesn't work. SP5 walks away with the kill and barely loses any HP, but Harsh has killed the main player. The Viper's Pit is out of the picture, and now it clears up so much room for Only Friends. SP5 playing a one and done. One frag away from his ultimate, but oh my lord, somebody stop Dominic. That was a bad fight that he picked up against Gorang, but he still wins the duel. How? And even Kev gets swung on. Oh my lord, these guys are styling on Only Friends right now. FS Esports, a flawless win. All of them picking up kills in areas that they shouldn't even be picking up duels. And they still win despite the odds.
They did not even have any hassles to plant the spike. They just went for picks as if there's no planting required. All we have to do is eliminate the opponents. Resurrection also did come into the action, and it was right on time to again increase the members getting into the full team. And a well round one, getting to the lead again. But we have spotted every time a team gets into the lead, next round goes towards the equalization. Is it going to be the case of scenario? Gorang ready with the tour de force. Not only that, Cruiser is also going ahead for the initiative of the round with the Hunter's Fury. No frag spotted. Blade Storm will take down Badman immediately. The flank goes wasted again.
Oh my god, this is not at all a waste. The flank is perfect. They're trying to sandwich them before the site even goes through. They've got the spike, and the attackers are trapped. And you were right, every time a team wins a round, they lose the one next to it. And now it looks like FS Esports are about to lose yet another round. Oh my god. The pattern continues. They're still going toe-to-toe. They're evenly matched. And what a wonderful decision from Cruiser God this time. He used the Hunter's Fury straight towards Garage, stacking so many people up. And they were all low on HP, so then all the defenders who are pushing through mid just need to connect like 2 shots each to an opponent.
Wasting out the Viper's Pit, getting that much required pick was the key of momentum where everything started to change. Now with the equalized round, we are going for the next round, which is going to be the 7th. Immediate recon dart sent. SP5 overextending, giving one shot, not being able to connect, and now going back for reuniting with his teammate. Flank will once again come in from Badman. Slow trap will be able to reveal his position. Let's see if he's going to get caught off guard or no. Dominic, is he aware about the presence of Kev? He is taking down one, and the cover of the new changes of the map is going to work wonders for Cactus this time, sure.
Oh my god, Dominic using the lay of the land to perfection. And Badman also catching everyone who's even trying to rotate. There's no backup available for Only Friends. FS Esports, every time they execute on the A side, it looks like a piece of art. They first move in towards the 410 box, have 2 people swing from either side, and while the people who are swinging right are fighting, the people going through the pipes and the left-hand side are always able to catch someone or the other off guard. This time, poor Kev had absolutely no idea he's about to get destroyed. Gorang just about got his wits under control, figured out what was happening in time to pick the right person, but he loses the duel. And with all those people dead, there's nothing that SP5 can do either. They crumble like a house of cards in a hurricane, and FS Esports have realized that this is working. They're gonna do it again, and they're gonna keep on doing it until they finally get stopped. Maybe Kevin can stop them now. Cactus responds in kind. Both arenas getting a kill each onto the Jets too, but Badman Straight is finally what stops them. How on earth did Cruiser not get that shot? That is ridiculous, but Gorang's been undetected. Cactus jumps to his death, but he still wins! Bro, you can't go ahead with something like this! Cactus is playing deathmatch right now. He's absolutely not caring about his opponent's positions, not caring that he might die if he commits to this fight without the trades of his teammates. But does that deter him? No, sir, it does not.
This round, the previous round indeed, which they just won, they had 4 ultimates ready. I was expecting Hunter's Fury coming in from Kohli, but that is still saved. So we can expect an early entry with the Hunter's Fury. We have spotted into the previous match. Once again, we can expect the same play coming in. Now they're not going for the site A. They are committing towards site B. Once again, Badman with the flank. Dominic using the verticality. Is it going to be any advantage yet? Nobody spotted. And the flank coming in from Kev as well. 1-1 duel, and Kev will take down Badman this time.
side, double peek. That's unfortunate for Dominic. Couldn't have survived that one. The Sage Wall should have come through earlier, but at least it helps them plant. No, it doesn't. It gets broken immediately. Only Friends are taking no prisoners. They're swinging everyone. They're fighting everywhere. It's just Kohli left, and there is a person coming behind him as well. Needs to be aware about the flank, but he's not. Only Friends, they take no prisoners. They don't care that FS Esports are coming to the site. They hold on to oranges, knowing full well that they don't need to overpeak. They just needed to break that barrier orb that came through from the side of K3, and even that was late. Two of his teammates were already dead. The barrier orb instantly destroyed, and there's absolutely no cover. No place for FS Esports to plant on the B side. So yeah, I mean, now the pattern is obvious, right? FS Esports not successful on B side, fairly successful on the A side. The formula for success is in your hands. Let's see how many more times they can spam the same formula before finally Only Friends figure it out.
Is the calculation done exactly just like you did it, Crips? The formula to victory is side A, and they are committing to side A this time. No flank from Badman as well. All players pushing it in. A good positioning for SP5 as well. And the cover of the box is also working wonders. Cruiser was able to spot Cactus, taking down, and now reducing the members to 4. Dominic giving a random spray, or did he spot
SP5
anyone
not
is going to be the key of question.
Oh, he was kind of undetected over there. The elevation on Dominic helped him get the edge, but this time the same angles are being held. Dominic res is a bait. They need to move quickly. Kevin is the one who's bodyguarding for his teammates, and he'll buy them just enough time. But the moment he spots someone come through Raptors, Dominic disengages. They try to swing again together, but the trades are just simply not going in their favor. Cruiser finally steps up. What a way for Only Friends to come back into this game. Up until now, FS Esports had been able to use this A site like it had their name written on them. But Only Friends finally stopped them. And with this, FS Esports might need to reconsider whether this A site is as useful or as successful as they think it was. The funny part is, Cruiser was holding the same angle this time in which he got killed last time, but this time he's successful. The same position on Rafters, which did not work for SP5 last time, worked now, because he was towards the bottom of that box and his teammates were using the rafters while SP5 becomes the bait himself. Little adjustments from the side of Only Friends are helping them find the edge that they did not even knew that they needed.
And once again, it is going to be site A. They have calculated strongly that the fundamental to win the round is site A, pushing it there, but Badman this time is not going 5-stack. The flank from Badman is also working very well. The A is going to cross the path in the tubes, but before that, Cactus is elevated, but Dominic will take down Cruiser immediately, and the numbers disadvantage will play a massive role here.
Oh no, so Badman was detected by the chamber utility, but they didn't account for him to fall back. Kev never expected that. He thought he's already in the kitchen. But no, he turns back, shoots Kev in the head, and now all of a sudden Only Friends. When they thought they had an advantage, they got bamboozled the hardest.
They are into the hard point for sure. 3 players only remaining. 5 is to 3 is the situation. They are going for the change. And look at Badman. He is all safe and set. He was until now, until SP5's operator spotted him, took him down. Spike will be planted, sure, and SP5 is peeking in to get another picks possible. Dominic in a good position, will be able to take down Gorang Shaw, and he has got a good angle. Look at Cactus. He was far away from other teammates. He was absolutely trying to go longer flank, and at the time of opportunity, he was able to get the final frag as well. And I think, Crips, if I had to predict, it is going to go 6-6 sure, because this is exactly how the things are working from the start.
I mean, now you're kind of getting a little superstitious, but I understand where you're coming from. The pattern has never lied to us before. There's no reason for it to lie to us now. I love the way that FS Esports did just do this one, especially the way they played around mid. So first it was that cheeky presence of Badman in the tube, and then it was Cactus coming in late to help them in the post-plant situation. Both those timings worked out for them. I hope that FS Esports are able to replicate that same success this time too. But they're not showing presence towards mid. In fact, they're trying to go towards A, where they are not able to get the kills that they require. Gorang has been able to walk away with a frag for free, and Kohli's Hunter's Fury is not going to find the results that they need. So FS Esports, yep, you might be right, Tanya. They might just go 6-6. Unless Kev loses this duel. He's been spotted by Batman. He doesn't win it, and they're losing members. Kev going above and beyond his call of duty. He was just required to defend the garage, but now he's the blade, the spear that pierces the shields. Kaoli and Cactus separated from each other. No trading potential. They need to find a way to regroup. But it's just so difficult. There's so many players in the way. And even the spike is dropped in dangerous territory.
Going ahead, getting a spike pick is going to be difficult, sure. And now it is only one man remaining. Kohli put a shutdown to Gorang's tour de force. Now it is 1v3. Kohli still going ahead. And he's spotted, tacking up a lot of damage. And Cruiser will put a shutdown. With that, it is 6-6.
Just like you predicted. I mean, the pattern never lies now, does it? Even the scores of these players are similar when you compare them individually. Both the duelists on top, the chamber working wonders, whereas K3 not being able to put up as much impact with his Sage yet. I mean, I kind of expected them to be a little more proactive with the barrier orbs, not gonna lie. The problem over here is, at least K3 had that barrier orb, so they could go for the plants on the B side when required. Only friends don't have that. So, will they ever be able to make a B side execute work? I mean, the composition just simply doesn't allow them to do so. They will have to rely on nothing but Harsh's Viper Wall. And maybe if Kev and SP5 are able to get control of oranges aggressively, then yeah, sure, the B side executes will be possible for them. But on paper, it just looks so damn difficult.
And they are committed to site B. Look at Batman trying to get an entire control with just one player, 2 players in the mid. I like this split is better compared to what we did witness into the previous round. And Batman is ready to spit some venom here, and he is spitting it. And he's also holding the position, not pushing it in to get that early required frag. But Kohli is definitely trying to delivering a lot of damage with the ghost, but missed it again. All 10 players still intact. We are almost 1 minute down.
Backstab is coming through, but most likely the chamber utility will detect it, so they can't come through all the way. But it's not like they need to come in. I mean, this guy over here is getting kills with shock darts without even revealing his position. We have reached a stalemate. Most likely, FS Esports, they don't need to do anything. Only friends are only waiting for the Viper utility to come back online for them to gather enough fuel, and they push through their own toxin screen. Why did they need to do that? They just threw away the entire round. A mistake that cannot be recovered unless Cruiser pulls off a clutch, and he's well on his way to do so. Hitting the shots well enough, and he's aware about a potential backstab. The taps are precise. He strikes twice, but Dominic finally puts his killing spree to an end.
Pistol round, this time going to the hands of defender, sure. No opportunity to plant the spike, but let's see if they are going to get one. I like the delayed approach where they were going through, but suddenly that Viper wall still being intact, going for the push, changed the tables, which was much not required to do so, but there might be something they were thinking about going for that blind rush and then ending up losing the round. But they have been going so close into the map of Icebox, so maybe we can expect some 7-7 coming in, except for the weaponaries are better into the hands of Team FS.
Oh my god, a very fast mid to A assault. Let's go. Here comes the pain train, and they're ready to intercept. The crossfires are perfect. From hut, from rafters, they're shutting down anyone and everybody that tries to get in this region. And there's no escape either. There is a backstab coming in from Batman already. It's just 20 seconds. That's all that FS Esports need to shut this round down.
And the dash coming in here, I don't know what was exactly the thought process for Gorang. Dominic just whizzed past him and still not being able to connect some headhunter shots there. Is taken down by a Marshall. No scope it was if I just had to predict there. 2 points of lead going into the hands here. Let's see if they are going to multiply this lead. And talking about FS Esports, they are playing better on the defender's side, sure, because the split which they are following with the Sage in the hand that you mentioned, I think that is a strong power point right now.
I mean, right now that Sage is looking to push out of mid. Won't find anyone, but with this area shut down, there's a lot less avenues that they need to worry about. Well, at least they get control of mid, because they're definitely losing control of A. FS Esports in trouble. And whatever I said about them before is kind of being proven wrong. I mean, it's okay because FS Esports don't have the weaponry, and Only Friends are clearly the ones with better guns over here, so one would expect this bonus round to go in the favor of Only Friends. But if they lose too many players, then that's going to be economic damage dealt, and I think that's all that FS Esports are looking for right now. Badman knows that someone on the other will overextend. They did so in the pistol, they might do it again. The tendencies and these habits, they die hard. But when they do, it's such a pleasure to look at. A run and gun swing from Batman. He's aware about SP5, but just a bit too late. Hey, it's completely fine. It was just a bonus round anyway. FS were never supposed to win this one in the first place.
Now the lead, which was of 2 points, is now left with only 1 point remaining here. And now is it going to be the equalized score, which we have witnessed throughout? Or once again, we are going to see FS Esports going ahead, doing some new tricks, much required tricks to win and increase the lead. And talking about the commitment, this time it is A site. And let's see if they are going to go for the easier play. Entire B site is handled by only one person, which is Badman for now. So immediate rotation is not going to happen. Cloudburst used here. Dominic is suffering the block provision. Not only that, we are seeing the Empress coming to the action.
Well, Dominic is an Empress, a king in his own right, still alive. They have to commit a whole Hunter's Fury to get him, and they still can't confirm it. At least they found Cactus, but Dominic is still showing how valuable of a player he is, hitting anyone and everyone left and right. Finally runs out of bullets, but now he's got backup from Badman on top. Just Cruiser left. They know exactly where he is. One person looking towards screen, one person looking towards the main site. They got this covered. Unless Cruiser pulls off a maneuver mid-air where he jumps from the zipline tower to rafters, I don't think he can win. And that's a very difficult maneuver to complete. He might be able to get the advantage because he's up against an AWPer on top. So maybe that wide swing can work, but he's going for a much slower approach. Finds a pixel into Badman, and that's all he needs to decapitate him. Won't be detected by the recon dart. It only covers screens, not the underside. So at least with this, he knows that his enemy is not on the high ground. But he's looking in the wrong direction. Oh no, barrel spotted. And there's the clutch. Calm, composed, and patient. Cruiser God taking it nice and slowly. And notice how I say God, because that used to be his name before. Trivia, fun facts.
And talking about Cruiser, he was with full HP compared to what other two opponents had, and he went very slow. He was very adamant about it, that he want to win this round no matter what it was, 1v2 or 1v1, whatever the affair it was. Recon gave him an extra view that he had to make sure that where exactly the last player is, and with the sniper, walk-in knocks are not so easy, and won that round very nicely. Dominic ready with the blade storm, so is Kev, and the drone is going to be helpful to get the round. Badman once again spotted on site B, and Dominic going for an off-angle entry compared to other players.
No presence from mid, so at least the defenders have one less area to worry about. Only Friends starting for the plant. Peek through the toxin screen, always risky. But at least it's the defenders that do it this time, not Only Friends doing it and throwing their advantage away. Another toxin screen will cover up this entire yellow box, and they need it if they want to try to tap the spike with the defuse. 4 versus 4, but the odds are not looking good. The Vandals will definitely chew through anyone who's trying to tap it. And there's no utility to cover this spike either. Molotovs and snake fights keeping them away from it, and the time is just ticking. This seems like a lost cause, but FS Esports will fight until the very end. They will fight even if it means that they get nothing but exit frags out of this round. And K3 is getting exactly that. So many stylish shots. I would call this a win in my books. I mean, sure, FS Esports can't win the round. I mean, they were supposed to. It's just an eco, but they got 4 kills in that eco round. That's amazing.
That was indeed amazing. Every single shot was connected, every single shot was converted into frags, and that was worth the clip for himself. Not winning the round, it's okay. Was able to pick so many frags, sure. But right now, once again, Dominic will be using the operator. We can expect some early picks coming into the action, except for SP5. He is not going for the buy. He is holding himself with just a classic, a push from Cactus, going from nest to nest, and once again, a repetitive play, side A block with Viper's ultimate, and now K3 saving himself with the blade storm. Let's see how long will he be able to survive, risking himself getting the pick spotted and taken down.
But I wouldn't exactly call this a man advantage unless the only friends people can find a way to get into the site. I think map control is a little more important for them than the numbers. FS Esports can obviously spread up and the numbers will be thin enough. And if the attackers converge together, they can still overwhelm them. Oh, but now the options are running out. With the Viper Spit committed, they have no chance to go towards A or towards mid either, because one part has Toxin, the other part has a wall. And if they try to break the wall, they'll obviously end up making a lot of noise. It naturally expires, so now the avenues are open. But the moment the wall expires, even the defenders are aware that this possible avenue has just opened up. Let's just reinforce it with numbers over here. There's two people watching. Spike hasn't been spotted, but if they spot it crossing, then they'll have a little more idea about what's going on.
Enemy remaining there.
Cactus was able to get that pick, but then immediately traded out. Gorang also confirmed by Kohli. With that, the equalized score once again pops on the screen. The score will be 9-9. Nobody goes for an ultimate lead or countable lead. It is just like the difference of 2 points and then gradually once again equalizing. And if you have a look at the frags right now, Kev and Dominic are doing very good. They are going into the highest fragger into their respective teams. And talking about Cruiser, I'm missing his Odin spray coming in. The way he went ahead, picked it up into the map of Ascent. This time he's just going with the Marshal. Let's see if he's able to get that early fix or no. Gorang with the two of their first, going for the middle attack, and he will be able to take down one immediately using the teleport and going back foot.
Well, there you go. That's one person taken care of. At the moment I say that, K3 says, nope, you are back online. Your duty is not done yet. Batman has another duty over here. He wants to keep everyone away from the B site. And he's done so far. This doesn't stop them from peeking yet again. FS Esports still over ambitious, hoping to pick up a fight towards mid and get a kill or two. K3 is satisfied with what he gets. He's gonna fall back, but he's getting spammed through the metal. Well, at least he doesn't get taken down and he can heal himself. So finally a decisive advantage for the side of FS Esports.
First pick was taken, sure. Man-to-man disadvantage was delivered, sure. But then the resurrection has taken away all the advantage, and they were able to get that extra pick. Cactus will go for the Empress mode, and it is going to be Kev immediately spotted, taken down. And the nest also consists of not only one, total of 2 players. Look at the positioning of Kohli. He was able to dodge one bullet from Gorang, and then he was spotted immediately. And now the retaliation comes in. Not for so long. Dominic will be able to take down Harsh. So Viper Spit wasted out, and the lead for the with the double digit going into the hands of Team FSEs.
Yeah, that Viper Spit was denied so hard. I feel really bad for Harsh. I mean, he's not having a great game, sitting at only 6 frags, the only person in the lobby with single-digit kills, and now he's lost the one chance that he had to get his team an advantage. He'll not be able to farm up his ultimate by the end of this game, so we might not get to see a Viper Spit at all, neither by Harsh nor by Batman. Unless, this game goes into overtimes and overtimes. A lot more. It could happen, given the way that the rounds are being traded.
Look at Dominic. He is trying to hold a position. He's either blinded or sent behind with all the utilities being used, but not for so long. Kohli trying to go for the Atlas Fury. Got one pick. Is he going to get second? Not second, but sure. That pick is going to matter too much, and also entry towards the side. And this was not supposed to happen. Going safely, getting spotted, taken down with only Gorang surviving. There's no room of opportunity where we can expect the spike being planted, and Batman spotting him down, taking him down, and now the lead is of 2 points. But how long will this lead last is going to be the massive question, because the lead has never exceeded the 2 point.
Yeah, it's sitting at 2 points now, and this might just be a bigger lead if they turn it into map point. Then it will be the lead for the entire series.
Oh,
Now, the problem over here is when people like Kohli activate their Hunter's Fury in a position like that, it's just so difficult for only friends to dodge it, because it's a nearly horizontal Hunter's Fury coming at them from mid, and the Greens region of B is placed in a way where there's not too much room to maneuver around in the first place. So dodging in a very narrow corridor is difficult as we speak of it, but you add that to the pressure of the Oppers and the Assaulters present to it, it's just simply impossible. Cactus getting away with murder, baiting them to come towards 410. But there's Dominic waiting over here, and this is just perfect bait and switch. He's hitting everything. This man does not miss, but it finally takes a heroic effort from Gaurang to buy them a little bit more space and hopefully get a couple of kills too. 33 HP.
And a dream to go ahead, get a plant, and he misses that angle, and that is where exactly K3 spotted Gaurang with 33 HP. Going ahead, planting the spike was a dream come true. But I don't know every single time how Gaurang is the last man standing for the previous round. For this round, he is managing to survive a little extra compared to his teammate, but then not being able to go ahead with the loss of the players, not being able to plant, not being able to win the round. And talking about frags coming in from Gaurang, he is the second highest fragger for his team, and this is match point. Do you think it is going to be a clean sweep coming in from team FS Esports?
Map match series point of view of FS Esports, and they're looking to shut this down right now. Superior weaponry, orbs, everything they need is present, but if Harsh keeps getting killed like this, they might not close this game just yet. Batman out to peek a very unfavorable angle, but Kev with the inferior weaponry can't get it. Cruiser finishes off what his teammate started, and while all of this is happening, look at where Harsh managed to go. He's all the way towards Hut. Batman, he's not ready, but he doesn't need Batman's help. He's alone enough for this one. Takes down Kohli, and now Dominic has been summoned. And Auber going in close quarters could be dangerous to deal with, but of course Harsh isn't aware. With this, they've reacquired the man advantage. And Only Friends might just be able to keep themselves alive in this game for a little longer. Even after getting a pick or two towards Kitchen, it doesn't stop them. Look at where Cruiser is. Dominic has absolutely no reason to expect Cruiser over here. I mean, why on earth would an attacker be in Kitchen when his team is already planting the spike? No way he could have expected that. It's just Cactus now. Luckily, he's a Reyna, who's supposed to be the clutch machine, but does he have the clutch genes in him?
We have spotted Cactus going with 4 frags, but this time it is win on the line. Let's see if it is going to be an easier. No, missed that. And Cruiser had to take the advantage of that single missing pixel coming in. And the buffer that was 3 points is reduced to 2 points once again. Still the match point continues for Team FS Esports. Let's see if Only Friends are going to write a comeback story for themselves, or this time with the Blade Storm activated, Dominic is going to use that with the entry, because there is an advantage of ult coming in from Team FS Esports, unlike on the sides of Only Friends. They are just there. It is going to be Gaurang, which is 1 orb away. Talking about Harshav as well, 1 orb away from Viper's Pit. And the final decisive map for Team FS Esports is into the action.
I mean, sure, there is one extra ultimate on Dominic, but I don't think it's going to be a game changer because both the teams have equal amounts of weaponry now. An extra Blade Storm is only just going to help him be a little more proactive with the op. Oh my lord, Kohli jumps up for 1 second and he spots 5 people. That's an instant death throw sentence. Dominic avenges him. But is this going to be enough?
A3 still holding himself into the tube, and above the tube it is going to be SP5 going away, not willing to hold any further. Cactus would not leave the site Baron. He is looking on entirely different direction. He needs to switch, because look at 4 stack taking an entry, 2 players holding themselves outside to avoid any opportunities of backstab. Viper's wall has revealed, and Cactus is a little impatient here. We can see that positioning, that crouch coming and going with the button, and now Cruiser going for the recon.
Recon doesn't reveal him, but the Lear reveals his position, shot it, and he gets triple peaked. A-side given up, but FS Esports are not done yet. They've killed Harsh, and without assassins, it becomes so difficult for Only Friends to head back into safe positions. But SP5 is buying some space for his teammates, and now they've re-entered. We've got the Sova on belt. That's the man playing for post plant. Everyone else playing on the site, ready for the crossfires. And Kev is just simply so precise now. Batman knows where he is, and he's managed to isolate the 1v1s. And here comes the finisher. This is going to force Cruiser to walk inside with the chalk darts, and he's not going to be able to get the kill. Batman with the fake tap perfectly baits out Cruiser's position. pulls him down from belts, pulls out the shock darts from him, and then executes him point blank. FS Esports making this a quick 2-0 affair with the perfect win.
Not only winning this round, but also going a step ahead, a much required step. And talking about step, Batman has been a man of flank into the map of Icebox every single time. Either it was on the defender side or on the attacker side, every single time. And by the end of the time, which was the decisive moment, which was the win round, again there was a mid flank coming in from him, and then Viper's pit. He was able to also fall some alarm about going for the defusal, not being able to do that, and then still winning it out flawlessly 2-0 clean sweep coming from a team who has not won a single round by far into the tournament.
Yeah, this is FS Esports' first win. That's incredibly important for them. This gives them 2 points, and you know what? They've already got plenty of points, but they don't have the wins. So this will
Yeah.
catapult them towards the top four. Let's take a look at the highlights because FS Esports had to work a lot to get the dub in this game.
Talking about the highlights of the map, the element of surprise for the day was nothing but the map of Icebox. We did spot several changes into the map, but the gameplay was not much affected for the players. The score was 1 points coming in from only friends, and it was a flawless round. But talking about the further process which came in from FS Esports, they won two back-to-back round. Kohli holding a position where nobody would expect. He was able to pick not only one but total of two frags.
Yeah, and Kohli's utility was really good. The only person who matched his level of precision today was probably Badman. And that too, not in like a utility sort of way, in more like a timing sort of way. That's the dynamic that these guys have going on for themselves. That being said, the utility placement from Cruiser was also good because we saw a couple of Hunter's Furies from him, which always created impact for his
Yeah.
team. And he used it in a very lateral way where it's very difficult for his opponents to dodge it. So kudos to Cruiser for using that well.
Mhm.
Although I must say that sometimes the side of Only Friends kind of gave up the advantages that they had by over peaking. I feel like there were some situations where it worked for them, and that's probably why they kept on doing it again. But again, just because one bad habit gets you in a good position once doesn't mean that you can continue doing it again and again and get away with trouble. Case in example, this quad kill from Cactus. Sure, it was amazing. It got his team into the site. That quad kill must have made him feel really, really good about himself. But if he tries to do the same thing again, he's going to end up dying this time because FSC Sports are prepared. And that's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. And it was 6-6 affair here. And the next half was initiated. The first round went into the hands of Team FSE Sports. I call it a good three picks coming in from Cruiser, but how far could have he gone? This was the maximum that he could have done. But these three taps were amazing.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's the victory for FSC Sports. 13-5 on Ascent, 13-10 on Icebox. They had a much easier time on their opponent's map pick than on their own map pick. But I guess that's okay because this was a new Icebox map that we got to see today. The first time I'm casting this new version competitively, so that was a lot of fun. And I hope you guys had fun too. If you did, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel and show some love to all the sponsors that make this tournament possible. Crucial are making a lot and a lot of things happen in the Indian ecosystem, and so is Intel. So go ahead and show some love to them down in the description below. Also, check out the hashtag game with Intel. And of course, don't forget that Intel delivers the best gaming experience by delivering the best value as well. Well, before we sign off, let's take a look at the standings and see how this is going to affect the future of the teams.
Let's see about how the upshifts or the downshift have happened for the Group A standings. Team Exploit still on one, but let's talk about FS Esports. An immediate jump from position 7 towards position 4. Talking about Team Only Friends, they have stumbled down with 2 points again. They have got total of 6 points, and this is for the very first time FS Esports got the first victory, but they have managed to get some strong points into the previous plays, and that is how they are spotted in top 4. And not only that, they are going to qualify for the playoffs as well.
Yeah, for now, they seem like they should be in the playoffs. They have only one game remaining and they need to get as many points in that as possible. If they don't, well, then there is a chance that Team Valor and Only Friends will overtake them. So they need to make the best out of the remaining games that they have, which is only one. Thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, today. And that was it from our side. We'll see you again soon. Make sure that you check out all the products from Crucial and Intel down in the description below, and also follow the hashtag Game with Intel. We'll see you guys next time.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics.
Hi guys, this is Zaya and welcome to Streamer Reviews, where gamers review the best new gaming laptops. We gamers are always on the lookout to get more out of our systems. If you're looking for a laptop that can exceed your expectations, check out the Dell G15 gaming laptop. Its 11th gen Intel Core i7 processor surpasses my expectations with a max turbo frequency of 4.6 GHz. It also has a game shift key on the keyboard which triggers a dynamic performance mode to maximize the fan speeds to keep your system cool while the processors push harder. The G15 also sports an Intel Thunderbolt 4 port which boosts your transfer speeds to unbelievable levels with its blazing fast bandwidth of up to 40 Gbps. It also lets you connect all your accessories using a single port. It's obvious that this system is designed to go above and beyond to deliver the results that you desire. Get your Dell G15 powered by 11th gen Intel Core processor now.